Hey yo, what is going on guys? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be showing you how to build jet engines in the world of Stormworks. So with that said, let's go ahead and get right into the video. So guys, last episode we went over how to do landing gear. This episode what we're going to do is we're going to go over how to build an engine. So we're just going to do a generic jet engine with a geared system so that it's more efficient and it can actually increase the range of the actual airliner, my bad. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and place it on the wings, but first you gotta know where to place it. So we're gonna do a 2-engine jet, and there's going to be a total of 2 engines in total, so there's not gonna be any more, any less, or anything like that. But technically it will be a 3-engine aircraft, so let's go ahead and get started. So what you wanna do is immediately to the left or right, or the outside, to the immediate outside of your actual wheels, landing gear, my bad. You're gonna want to place it right next to your landing gear as close as you can to the inside of the actual aircraft or the fuselage. So we're gonna go ahead and actually place it right here. We're gonna go ahead and build the pylon, which will be the first thing we need to do. So this is going to be the basic pylon. So this will actually hold the engines. So actually, I think we're gonna have to actually move it over a block so that we can fit it. So how we're gonna do that is we're going to basically just put a bunch of 1x2 wedges here, these ones, and we're just going to go ahead and simply place these along here, and then we'll just fill this in. And our pylon will actually be right here. So we're gonna have this as our pylon, and then our engine will be just below this. So let's go ahead and grab a 1x2 wedge. This one right here, so that'll be the edge of our pylon. That way we can actually have a nice tip for it. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started with the actual engine. So let's go ahead and build it forward a couple blocks. It's going to be, I think it's going to be 7 blocks across. I don't know, let me double check something. So this is the large jet intake. Yes, it is going to be 7 blocks. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to go ahead and raise this up a block so that it's 1 block below the wing, actually 0 blocks below the wing. So the reason why I'm doing this is for your actual jet engine, you're going to want to have at least a bare minimum of 1 block of ground clearance. If you do not have 1 block of ground clearance, the odds of you actually striking your engine while taxiing and while landing are very, very high. So we're going to actually have to raise it up a block. So we're going to go ahead and place it. I believe it's going to be just right here. So let's go ahead and build down some blocks so we can actually place it down. So it will be right here. So lined up with this, it does have a block of clearance. So actually, you know what? I think we will have a block of clearance with even the pylon. So we're going to go ahead and actually place the pylon back. So let's go ahead and place the jet intake, and we're going to go ahead and place it down. Okay, let's go ahead and spawn in. That's definitely touching the ground. I saw it bounce off the ground. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're just going to do a basic fix. So we're going to go ahead and cut this down. Oh, we're going to have to raise the plane up by 1 block. We cannot. So we are going to get rid of the pylon. Sadly, that's what's going to happen. So let's go ahead and place the jet intake right here. It will be moved forward later on, or it may not be. We don't know, so we're just going to place it down like that. So let's go ahead and grab the compressor, the jet compressor. Oh, actually, hold on. I missed a couple steps. So we're actually going to have to place down the turbine with the arrows facing backwards. So that is very important. If the arrows are not facing backwards, it will not start. So then immediately behind that, you grab the intake, the small intake, and make it face forward. So the fan blades are in the front, and the actual back part where it connects to the other jet parts is in the back. So now we need a compressor with the arrows facing back. Then we're going to need a combustion chamber, which with the actual fuel intake on the top or on the sides, it doesn't matter, but it's better for the top. But importantly, with the arrows facing backwards, I cannot stress this enough, it is very, very important to actually have the arrows facing backwards. If it does not have those, it will not start or work. So we're just going to go ahead and place the basic jet exhaust on the back of that. Okay, so let's go ahead and start sloping the engine. So we're going to go slope with a 1x2 and then a 1x4. So let's go ahead, well, 1x2 and 1x4 wedge. Then we're going to go ahead and place down a 1x4 wedge just right here, and we're going to go ahead and shape the engine. So we're going to go ahead and just simply fill that in. Then right here, we're going to go ahead and fill this in, just like this. Okay, then let's grab a 1x2 pyramid. And we'll just place it here as well as here. And then we're going to place one here after we place the basic wedges. Geez, I cannot speak today. We'll just go ahead and place it down just like this. And that, as well as this. Okay, now let's grab the 1x2 pyramid and we'll simply place it just down like that. Okay, let's grab the 1x4 inverse pyramid and we'll just simply drag it up to like there. Okay, then we'll grab the pyramid and we'll just place it there, the 1x4 pyramid, that is. Okay, then the 1x4 wedge we'll go ahead and simply place down just right here, just like that. Okay, let's go ahead now, grab the 1x4 pyramid and we'll just drag it down to right here so it lines up with this little line right here. Okay, then after we do that, we're gonna go ahead and place down our 1x4 wedge and we'll just simply drag it over to there. Now we're gonna go ahead and grab our 1x4 pyramid and we're just gonna simply drag it up to here so it lines up with this line right here. Okay, then immediately following that, we're gonna go ahead and drag this up to here. Then we're just going to basically line up these wedges right here. So we're gonna go ahead and drag this back to here, as well as this back to here. Okay, then we'll drag this back to here. Then we'll do the same all the way around. So let's go ahead and do that really quickly, just like this. So this jet engine is going to be very big compared to the aircraft, but that's all right. It's going to be very powerful as well as fuel efficient. So let's go ahead and simply drag this back to here, as well as this back to there. There we go. That is the actual engine. So we do need to do something to fix it really quickly. We need to go ahead and select all of it, go ahead and cut it, and right about here, actually I think a little bit further forward so that it's about the actual exhaust is lined up with right here. We're gonna go ahead and paste it right here. Let's go ahead and merge it. Then we're gonna go to the other side and do the same for the other engine. So let's go ahead and select all of it just like that, and we're gonna go ahead and cut it. We're going to go ahead and move it forward so that the hitbox of this lines up with this, just like that. Okay, then we'll go ahead and add a semi-fake pylon. It's not real, but it's not fake either, but it does help with the design. So I think what we could also do is actually make a semi-fake pylon right here, or not fake, but a pylon that's embedded into the actual wing to make it look like there is a real pylon under there, but we all know there's not because there's no space. So what we're going to do right here is we're just going to simply connect this to over here, just like this, just for shape, just like that. Then over here, we'll just go ahead and delete one of these and place the 1x4 pyramid, just like that. There we go, just like that. Okay, let's go ahead and fill this in, because this is actually going to be a part of the wing tank, the fuel tank. Okay, there we go. Those are our engines. They're really, really big compared to the aircraft, but it theoretically should be very efficient. So we're gonna go ahead and connect our throttle lever. Actually, hold on. I need to go ahead and select the throttle lever. So this I've changed already. So basically what you're gonna do is you're gonna change it to roughly 50% sensitivity. The sensitivity is all up to you, but I would suggest not to go above 70%, and we're just going to go ahead and set a limit of 15 and a minimum value of 0.5 and a start value of 1. Actually, sorry, a start value of 2. There we go. So this is actually going to control the RPS of the engines. So the maximum value is going to be 15 RPS. Okay, the start value will be 2 and the minimum will be 0.5. So if you guys don't know, the jet engines in the world of Stormworks at the moment start at 0.51 RPS, so that's when the actual engines turn on. So we're gonna go ahead and grab several components. So we need 3 logic parts. So a PID, okay, a constant on, okay, as well as a clamp, this right here, okay, and that's all we need for the engine itself. So how we're gonna hook this up is we're going to go ahead and drag the throttle lever all the way back, and we'll put it in the set point of the PID controller, just like that. Okay, and then you're gonna grab the PID value, and you're gonna put that through the clamp, and the clamp will go to the engine, just like this. So we're gonna repeat the same on the other side. So the PID goes into the clamp, and there we go. The constant on will just go to the actual PID, so the PID will constantly be on. We're gonna change the numbers to 0, 1, 0. Oh, let's go ahead back and change it. Okay, so we're gonna repeat the same on the other side, and there we go. So the minimum value of the clamp will be 0.01, or if you care, it would be 0.01. So we'll go ahead, copy that, and paste it on the other side. Max value of 1. So this will give it a max throttle value of 1. So how this is going to work is this is actually going to go ahead and control the engine RPS, so it meets the set point of the actual throttle value, which will be 0 to 15 RPS. Okay, so next thing we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and save this really quickly as airliner. Okay, there we go. Let's go ahead and save it. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to load up a basic car that I built in the past, just any accounts. If it actually came out before the recent update of modular engines to the main branch, which are still broken, I think like 2 or 3 weeks after the release to the main branch. So what you can do is you can actually go ahead and grab a old gearbox, which still works, which I hope they don't remove from the main game, which they probably won't. But what we're going to do with this is we're going to simply place it down to the side, and now we're going to go ahead and set up the actual gear ratios. So what we're going to do is we're going to place down a simple pipe, which will be the pipe T-piece corner. So we're going to go ahead and place it down right here. We're going to grab a generator. We're going to place it down right here. Okay, we're going to grab a motor, this one right here, and we'll place it down. Okay, so now what you want to do is you're going to curve it sideways and forward. So let me go ahead and place this right here. Okay, then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to grab a gearbox, and you're going to want to actually make the arrows of the gearbox itself face towards the jet engine, the main one, I guess you could say. So now what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to connect this to the actual jet engine intake itself. So this is a separate area, a separate entity that will be actually powered by a gearbox. So the gearbox will be a 2-to-1 gear ratio, just like that. Okay, so that will actually gear this turbine, the intake, to be 2 times faster than the jet engine, which, if you guys do not know, the large jet intake does produce air by itself. So this will actually produce thrust, and, well, not, wait, did I say produce air? My bad, I meant to say produce thrust. So this actually does produce thrust, so that you actually do get more of a push from these. Well, I guess it would be pull, technically, but basically these actually do pull you through the air. So now that we did that, we're going to basically just go ahead and connect up the starters. Actually, hold on, I forgot to do one thing, which is grab a numerical switch box. I'll use this one right here, and we're going to go ahead and place it down right here. Okay, we're going to grab a constant number, this one right here. Okay, we're going to go ahead and set this to 1. Okay, we're going to go ahead and set it to 1 on the other side as well, just like that. And this will go to the on value, and then the switch value will go to the electric motor. Okay, then we're going to go ahead and repeat the same on the other side, so it'll go to the on value, and then this will go to the motor. Okay, there we go. Now, what we need to do, so what I'm going to do really quick is actually I'm going to go ahead and connect the button 1 to the starter. So, you're going to go ahead and connect it to the numerical switch box and the compressor. Okay, then we'll repeat over here. Basically, what that will do is it'll actually start the engine faster. It's called an inertia starter. It also helps spin up the compressor faster. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and test the vehicle out, which it doesn't really have fuel or electricity hooked up yet, but that is alright. I'm just going to go ahead and turn on infinite electricity and fuel just for this test. So I actually don't have many controls hooked up, so let me go ahead and just put just temporarily ailerons, which will just roll the plane. So let me go ahead and delete these right here. Place a 1x2 wedge right here. I'm going to delete this. I'm going to grab a control surface. This one right here, I'm going to simply place it this way, and then I'm going to turn mirror mode off, and then I'll place it this way, which will be negative up on the left and positive arrow up on the right. So let me go ahead and temporarily hook these up to all of these really quickly. So I'm going to go ahead and connect them all up, and then I'll be back with you guys. Okay, so I've hooked them all up, but I did forget to do something, which I always forget to do it, but eventually I do remember when I finally take off, when it's too late. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to grab a threshold gate, 2 of them exactly, and just place them anywhere on the plane, preferably close to each other. So let's just simply place them here and here. So we're going to go ahead and put 1 and 1, and then for this one, we're going to go ahead and put -1, and we're going to go ahead, copy it, and paste it as -1 for the minimum and high, I guess. So this will go to the down on the throttle lever, and the positive will go to the up. I meant to say the negative will go to the down, but that's alright. So then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to put the up and down arrow key on the seat that is flying the plane to the actual process variable, or value to test, I guess it would be. So then another thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to put that sensitivity to 100%, and there we go. We're going to go ahead and try it out now. Okay, so let's go ahead and spawn it out in, and we'll go ahead and try it out. So let's go ahead and hop in the cockpit via note clip. Let's go ahead and turn the throttle to 3. Okay, let's go ahead and start it. And there we go. It started. So let's go ahead and let me turn my game sound down a little ways so that it's not terribly loud. Let me go ahead and turn it down a little bit more. Alright, there we go. Okay. So, actually let me turn the sound just up a little bit. Okay, there we go. Alright, so now what we're gonna want to do, so I believe this is already 2 RPS, so if it is too strong we will go ahead and change the gear ratios, but we're going to go ahead and fly, and that was probably a tail strike. I wasn't looking at the tail. Okay. Yeah, so this is a very, very, very powerful engine. It is also, actually, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and change the gear ratio. It is suggested to do no higher than 1 to 2 because it starts up and it takes forever to actually get to the value. So basically it's harder on landings. So I would suggest to do 1 click down from a 1 to 2 gear ratio in the actual gearbox. So that'll give it a nice and easy, controllable actual throttle. So let's go ahead and start it. Okay, so let's go ahead and throttle all the way up. So our throttle is being throttled up via the up and down arrow, just like this. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and take off. And there we go. Oh, that was definitely a tail strike. Whoops. Alright, see, there we go. So now that they work, let's go ahead and throttle down, because we don't need full throttle to actually cruise. So let's see what our cruising oh, that is way lower. Okay, maybe I need to change another gear ratio really quickly. Well, change it down to a lower gear ratio because this is powerful. What are the actual engine? What's the engine RPS? Supposedly it's at 1.4. I think I did something wrong. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and simply go into the workbench and see. Okay, so the process variable, the set point. Okay, so that's the set point. The process variable. Oh, the process variable. Oh my gosh, whoops, that was a big mistake. Okay, so the process variable is always supposed to go to the RPS. I will edit that in later, so you guys already saw that, but I didn't. So now you know. Well, actually, you already did know, but so it should work better now. So we're gonna go ahead and put it at 1.5 RPS for the set point. I'm gonna start it. There we go. So yeah, it starts. So if we no clip out of the airplane, should be roughly 1.5 to 2. It's usually like 1 or 2 RPS off, but that's alright. So it's just gonna stop and idle at 2.2 RPS. So let's go ahead and try and take it for a quick test flight. So let's go ahead and throttle up to 2, which we did. We'll go ahead and we'll just do a quick Stormworks takeoff, which is basically instant takeoff with no real physics, but that's okay. It's okay. Okay, there we go. That was a quick takeoff. Let's throttle down a bit because we don't need full throttle to actually fly. So let's go ahead and start turning a bit. Okay, let's go ahead and turn a little bit more. And there's the actual runway. But since we do have this airport island, we'll go ahead and land there. So let's go ahead and throttle all the way up just for a little bit of speed. And let's go ahead and fly there. Okay, so I do believe we do have to take almost a 90-degree turn, which that's not quite 90, but it's fine. So let's go ahead and throttle down. So we're basically, so we start to feel a fall, so we can get a feel for what a actual falling engine RPS would be. So we're gonna go ahead and work around that. Okay, vehicle damage is on, so that if I do crash, you guys will be able to laugh at me in the comments, which will be funny. Alright, if I do crash, that's alright. I don't have flaps. Or skills, I guess. Alright, so let's go ahead and line up for the runway. Okay, let's throttle up a bit so we don't stall. We'll go ahead and tilt up a little bit so that we get a feel for what our landing is going to actually be like. So let's go ahead, line up a bit. So we're coming in a bit high, so we're going to go ahead and throttle down a little bit. And we'll go ahead and, okay, we're actually a little bit off. So this might be a little bit of a crooked landing. Alright, so let's go ahead. Oh, I'm a little bit high. I should be a little bit lower. So I'm going to go ahead and just push back like that. Ooh, that was not the smoothest landing. I definitely have to work on that. So every plane will be different. So let's go ahead, sharply turn, and throttle up all the way. Because we did, oh, yeah, whoops, I crashed. Alright, that engine's gonna explode given time. Alright, let's just simply stall out and fall to the ground. Because why not? And there we go. We crashed into a mountainside. Alright, so let's go ahead and return it to the workbench. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and end the episode here. So thank you guys all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and join the Discord. It'll be linked down below. And while you're at it, you might as well turn on notifications so you're notified every single time I upload. So with that said, I will see you guys in the next one. So bye for now.